In a courtroom that was already gripped with suspense, the tension erupted into chaos when a new piece of footage surfaced, courtesy of controversial media outlet Freakoff, that featured none other than the mother of hip-hop mogul Diddy Combs. The footage, shown during a high-profile hearing, sent shockwaves through the legal community and the public alike, triggering a fiery response from the presiding judge and leaving everyone questioning the layers of secrets buried within the ongoing investigation. The case itself has drawn national attention, involving alleged criminal activity, connections to powerful entertainment figures, and a tangled web of silence and scandal. But nothing prepared the courtroom or the world for what was unveiled in that grainy, time-stamped video clip. At exactly 2:43 p.m., the judge, known for his usually calm and methodical demeanor, slammed his gavel so hard it echoed like a gunshot through the Hall of Justice. The video showed Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, entering a previously undisclosed property in the Hollywood Hills, a location that has been under investigation for suspected illegal dealings. The footage, laced with eerie audio and shadowy figures, raised more questions than answers. What was she doing there? Was she involved? Was this just a case of wrong place, wrong time, or something far more sinister? Eyewitnesses report the judge standing abruptly, face flushed with anger, as he demanded to know why this crucial footage had been withheld until now. Prosecutors scrambled to explain, while defense attorneys began whispering feverishly amongst themselves. Meanwhile, reporters outside the courthouse were already typing headlines faster than their fingers could move, with Freakoff's footage going viral within minutes. Janice Combs, a figure often seen as a poised and dignified matriarch, has never been associated with controversy. Her sudden appearance in the center of a federal investigation has thrown the internet into a frenzy, with fans, critics, and conspiracy theorists dissecting every frame of the video for clues. Online forums lit up with speculation. Was Janice simply visiting a friend? Could she have been delivering a message? Or was this all a setup, a carefully orchestrated distraction to shield someone else? Freakoff, known for its unfiltered and often controversial exposés, claimed they received the footage from an anonymous whistleblower who feared suppression of the truth. They released it with a dramatic 45-minute commentary, breaking down each moment, enhancing visuals, and even suggesting potential hidden messages in Janice's body language and expression. Social media platforms exploded, with #DiddyMom footage trending across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Memes, reaction videos, and amateur breakdowns flooded the internet, some drawing comparisons to classic crime thrillers, and others accusing the media of dragging an innocent woman into a storm not of her make. Meanwhile, inside the courtroom, the judge called for an emergency recess. "This changes everything," he said, removing his glasses and rubbing his temples in visible frustration. He ordered an immediate investigation into the origin and authenticity of the footage and demanded testimonies from both prosecution and defense teams regarding their knowledge, or lack thereof, of its existence. Outside the courthouse, Diddy himself has remained silent. His publicist released a short statement denying any wrongdoing and asking the public to refrain from jumping to conclusions. "Mrs. Combs is a loving mother and grandmother," the statement read. "She deserves privacy and respect as the situation unfolds." Despite attempts to restore order, the courtroom continues to be a powder keg of tension. Legal experts suggest that the inclusion of this footage could not only alter the course of the trial, but may even lead to additional charges or a complete retrial. "It's unprecedented," said one veteran legal analyst on national television. "We've never seen a piece of media have such an immediate and volatile impact on a federal case." Meanwhile, outside the courthouse, protesters and supporters alike gathered, some holding signs demanding justice, others chanting in support of the Combs family. The scene has become one of spectacle and emotion, capturing the attention of every major media outlet in the country. As the sun set on the courthouse that fateful evening, no one could say what would come next. What is clear, however, is that Freakoff's footage has opened a Pandora's box of revelations that no one, least of all the judge, was prepared for. Despite repeated efforts to restore order, the courtroom continues to pulse with tension, hovering on the edge of total collapse. Legal experts across the nation are calling the sudden inclusion of the now infamous Freakoff footage not just a game changer, but a once-in-a-generation legal earthquake. The controversial video, which surfaced during a high-profile hearing, shows none other than Janice Combs, mother of hip-hop and business mogul Sean Diddy Combs, entering a covertly surveilled property in the Hollywood Hills under federal investigation. The footage exploded like a bombshell in the courtroom, drawing audible gasps and resulting in the presiding judge slamming his gavel so furiously that it echoed like a gunshot through the courtroom halls. Legal analysts now predict that this single piece of footage could trigger a cascade of events that may result in additional charges, perjury inquiries, and even a full retrial. "It's unprecedented," declared a seasoned legal analyst on live television. "We've never seen a piece of media have such an immediate and volatile impact on a federal case. This could rewrite everything." What followed that moment was a scene of absolute chaos. The normally composed judge stood with flushed cheeks, his voice sharp as a blade, as he demanded an explanation for the footage's late arrival. Prosecutors stumbled over their words, fumbling to explain how such a critical piece of evidence had somehow been left out of discovery. Defense attorneys huddled like a sports team during a timeout, whispering urgently, their eyes darting nervously between the judge, the footage, and the stunned courtroom audience. Meanwhile, reporters stationed in the media gallery began typing furiously, their screens filling with rapid-fire headlines and social media updates. Outside, the storm had already begun to brew. Within minutes, the footage went viral, trending globally across platforms. The hashtag #DiddyMomFootage surged to the top of X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, sparking an avalanche of conspiracy theories, outrage, support, and But at the center of the storm is a figure who, until now, has largely stayed outside the spotlight: Janice Combs. The matriarch of the Combs family, Janice has always carried herself with grace and dignity. Often seen supporting her son during award shows or charity events, she has never been linked to scandal, until now. In the grainy time-stamped footage revealed by Freakoff, Janice is seen walking toward a nondescript, gated property in the Hollywood Hills. Though the resolution is poor, her signature walk and recognizable silhouette make her identification undeniable. The footage, paired with eerie ambient audio and shadowy figures in the background, paints a disturbing picture. The property in question, according to federal sources, has long been under quiet surveillance for suspected involvement in illegal operations, ranging from money laundering and unlicensed pharmaceutical distribution to even more insidious allegations that remain classified. The question now tearing through the public consciousness is simple, yet chilling. What was she doing there? Was Janice Combs simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or is there something deeper, something darker, something none of us are ready to admit? Freakoff, the fiercely polarizing digital media outlet behind the footage, has refused to name its source, claiming the video was leaked by an anonymous whistleblower within a deep-tier federal agency who feared that powerful hands were burying evidence. The outlet aired the footage alongside a highly produced 45-minute commentary featuring slow-motion replays, enhanced audio, expert lip readers, and body language analysts. Their conclusion? Janice wasn't just there. She was delivering something, or possibly receiving instructions. The claims are, of course, unsubstantiated. But in the court of public opinion, evidence doesn't need verification. It just needs virality. And viral it went. So social media platforms lit up like wildfire. TikTok detectives began dissecting the video frame by frame, drawing red circles around blurry shapes in the background, amplifying whispered words, and syncing timestamps with known events from Diddy's complex timeline of legal troubles. Reddit threads popped up by the hundreds, with titles like "Janice equals mastermind" and "Did she know about the vault?" YouTubers posted marathon livestream breakdowns, comparing the footage to scenes from political thrillers and crime documentaries. Some even linked Janice's movements to other celebrity scandals, suggesting she may have been a courier in a much wider underground operation, allegedly connecting Hollywood elites, music moguls, and black-bag political entities. Inside the courtroom, the shockwave had just begun to settle when the judge called for an emergency recess. "This changes everything," he muttered as he removed his glasses and rubbed his temples, visibly shaken. He ordered an immediate inquiry into the footage's authenticity and origin, and demanded statements from both the prosecution and defense about their prior knowledge of the property, the tape, and any interaction, direct or indirect, with Freakoff or the unnamed whistleblower. Legal analysts have speculated that the failure to disclose this footage earlier could constitute a breach of protocol, potentially leading to mistrial motions, judicial reprimands, or even contempt charge. Diddy himself, notably absent from the courtroom during the footage's release, has remained tight-lipped. His publicist issued a terse statement. Mr. Combs has no involvement with the property in question. Mrs. Combs is a private citizen who deserves respect, privacy, and dignity as the situation unfolds. Any insinuations otherwise are not only false, but deeply offensive. Yet silence, in an era where social media fills in the blanks, only fuels more speculation. Commentators were quick to dissect the carefully crafted words, pointing out what wasn't said. Why not deny knowledge of the footage's existence? Why not explain Janice's presence directly? Why not face the... Outside the courthouse, emotions boiled over. Protesters arrived in droves, some demanding justice for Diddy, others for the alleged victims that investigators claim may be tied to the Hollywood Hills property. Supporters of the Combs family held signs reading, "Janice is innocent and don't frame a queen," while others shouted for transparency and accountability. The courthouse steps transformed into a battleground of ideologies, with news crews scrambling to cover every heated moment. Meanwhile, other celebrities began chiming in subtly, some liking cryptic posts, others dropping vague quotes in interviews. One anonymous A-lister told ISPR News BNA off the record, "People forget this isn't just a legal issue. This is a power war. There are people in the entertainment industry shaking right now. If Janice was involved, willingly or not, this case is about to go." And that's where the Pandora's box begins to open. Because this isn't just about a single video. It's about what that video implies and what it threatens to reveal. If Diddy's mother was present at a location under federal investigation, what else has been missed? Who else was there? Could there be more tapes, more footage, or worse, evidence of activities too dark to name? Sources within the FBI, speaking on condition of anonymity, have confirmed that the property had been monitored for months as part of a larger investigation into underground financial channels used by certain music industry titans. Though they stopped short of linking Janice Combs directly to any crimes, they acknowledged that her presence at the location complicates everything. Freakoff's commentators, never ones to play it safe, went even further. They claimed that their source warned of a vault hidden in the property's sublevels, allegedly containing hard drives, surveillance footage, and private correspondences between major celebrities, music executives, and political figures. "This isn't just about Diddy," their host said ominously. "This is about the shadow state." As expected, mainstream news outlets have been more cautious in their coverage. Still, the tremors are undeniable. The footage has sparked inquiries from congressional committees, petitions for an independent investigation, and discussions about whether the justice system is equipped to handle celebrity cases with ties to elite networks. The timing couldn't be more volatile. In an election year, media manipulating public sentiment in real time, the emergence of this footage threatens to derail not only Diddy's case, but the credibility of institutions meant to uphold the law. And then there's Janice herself. Sources close to the Combs family say she is shaken but resolute. Photographed leaving her Manhattan apartment under heavy security, she wore dark sunglasses and remained silent, refusing to answer questions from reporters who swarmed her vehicle. Family friends describe her as a pillar of strength, but privately devastated by the public scrutiny. "She's a mother," one friend told us. "No matter what anyone says, she's someone's mom. And to be dragged into this, it's..." Yet, as one prominent celebrity lawyer put it, being someone's mother doesn't grant you immunity from legal consequences. That's the new battle line. Is Janice Combs a pawn in a political takedown, a key player in a larger, darker plot, or merely a concerned mother who walked through the wrong door at the worst possible time? The investigation is far from over. Court proceedings have been pushed back as new subpoenas are issued. The judge has ordered a full digital forensic analysis of the footage, including satellite triangulation, facial recognition, and background noise amplification. Experts say that the next steps could include reopening sealed documents, revisiting witness testimonies, and even arresting previously cleared individuals. The crowd remained. Candlelight vigils were held for justice, on both sides. Protesters held up phones with the footage playing on loop, lighting the steps in ghostly, flickering images of a woman walking into a place no one thought she'd ever be. Meanwhile, digital billboards across Los Angeles began flashing headlines: Janice Combs, hero, villain, or victim. One thing is clear: Freakoff's bombshell footage didn't just disrupt a trial. It shattered the illusion that this case was under control. Now, as federal agents widen their investigation and more footage looms on the horizon, everyone, especially those with something to hide, is looking over their shoulders. And as for the courtroom, it may be quiet for now, but beneath the silence is the ticking of a time bomb. And everyone knows, when the next tape drops, it won't just be the gavel that